Good morning, friends. I'm Balwinder Singh Kang, a farmer from Rajasthan, India. I'm a cotton farmer and I've been farming since 1984. Before we got BT cotton seed, say around 2003, most of the trials for BT cotton were conducted on my fields. And I saw the basic advantage what this variety has, uh, this technology has. Before BT cotton, we were on the verge of selling our land almost. Every year we were losing money due to bollworms. The yield was going down every year, and we had no options, no technology, nothing was available. Then, when I saw this technology, I saw the benefits. Before that, we were spraying almost 30 times in a crop cycle for bollworms, and whenever we were moving around towns and highways, all we were inhaling were fumes of pesticide. Every farmer was in the field spraying one or the other pesticide. And suddenly this technology comes and we see the benefits. I was the first farmer in my area to start sowing BT cotton. And gradually now almost 99.9% farmers who sow cotton in our area are BT cotton farmers. Now we just have to spray 3 or 4 times, and that is also for sucking pests. Most of the anti-GM technology people say, okay, you have to spray. Yes, BT is only a technology for, I'll say, bollworms. And we need such more technologies like drought tolerance, and if we can get something for sucking pest, then HTBT cotton. It's the need of the day. Banning glyphosate is no alternative. Basic is we don't get labor now. We are paying 300, 400 rupees per day to a labor, and he's still not willing to come. And it's so cost incentive. We have nothing, no way to reduce our expenses. Picking is going up. It's almost about now 10 rupees a kg. So almost 15 to 20% of whatever we get from the market goes into cotton picking. And some people say no, there are alternatives to this GM technology, high density. We've tried high density from 20,000 to 60,000 plants per hectare, but it's not working out. There is more pest attack, the sunlight does not penetrate through the plants, and there's more fungal and viral disease on the plants. So it doesn't work. So it is this technology only that because of which we were able to survive, save our lands, get my children good education. And then again they say okay, we need short duration varieties, another alternative, which I don't think is possible. Short duration is 120 days. We complete our sowing round 10th of May. Start mid-April and finish by say 10th of May, but in 120 days it comes to September when the crop is almost ripe. How is it possible? If we delay the sowing, then the temperature rises above 45 in mid-May and we are not able to get a good germination. So we can't delay the sowing. And July and August is the peak season for monsoons in our area. So when there are heavy rains, there's a lot of flower and ball shedding, square shedding. So how can you get a good crop? This is almost August end and I'm sweating and standing in my field. So how can you get labor to pick cotton in these days? No one's willing. I can't stand it. There's no so high temperature, so high humidity. So that is not an alternative. We need crops at least 140 to 160 days. Then the quality is also better due to the weather season. Rains go on till say mid-September. So if the opening is there by September beginning and there's rain on it, the quality of the cotton will deteriorate very much, and you don't get a good price. You're not able to sell your produce. So I think the best solution to the problem is people who are not willing to let this technology come. Why don't they come down to my farm, stay for a crop cycle? I'll use their technology and my technology, and let's finish it for once and all. See which one is better. If they are able to convince me, well, I'll go with them. And if I'm able to convince them, they should join us. These people are not practical. They haven't seen a farm, how a farmer works, how hard it is, what we go through throughout the season. Basically, we are just gamblers. Every year we take a gamble and we hope at least some odds should be in our favor. Then we might be able to survive. And to get good incomes, like our Honorable Prime Minister says, double farmers' income by 2022. The solution lies in new technologies, mechanization, modern implements, and all these things at an affordable cost. I don't want a loan waiver. I'll much prefer new technology, new seeds. People have moved to the seventh generation, and we are still on the first generation of a second generation of BT cotton. I sow brinjal also, and I'm spraying almost every third or fourth day for shoot borers and fruit borers, and still I lose about 50% of my crop. Why can't I get BT brinjal? Why can't I get mustard, GM mustard? Why can't I get maize? When we have seen the benefits of this technology, I'm guilty to the nation. I'm not selling vegetables, I'm selling poison. And it hurts my conscience. I don't want to do it, but I have to make a living as a farmer. So the government should look into it, get trials done. If there are no trials, how will we come to a decision? All trials have stopped. Nothing is working out. People are moving to the jet age and we are still on bullock carts. How can we compete with other countries' farmers? So the best solution is no loan waivers, nothing of that sort. Just give us new technology. We don't need anything else. We'll get better yields. We'll be able to survive. Even if the prices are low, then also because of a better yield, we'll get much more money on that. Thank you.